What's going on, gang? This is X-Teen Featurette Channel. I'm Chris, and I have a TGIX review for you today. And this is one that was gifted to me by Movie and Toy Collector 13, Rob, who is featured in my intro. And he gave me this a while ago. Fade to Black. This is a Vinegar Syndrome release. Very attractive slip, as per usual. And I believe he gave this to me because my boy Timmy Thomerson's in it. Dollman himself. Jack Death. So his role in this was awesome, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. This is a 1980 movie by Vernon Zimmerman, and I believe this is 100% the only movie that I've seen from that guy. I think that it's like one of his only feature films, if the only one. Definitely what he's most known for, which is kind of strange. So let's take a look at this slip here. We have some, like, I don't know if I could, oh yeah, there's some, first of all, it's embossed. Very nice, very nice. The looks like the chick here is like kind of raised, which you can't really see, but you can see that really nice glossy little spot there. Looking like movie posters that we're all accustomed to, but this dude is looking a little creepy. And then if we look at the back, absolutely amazing. Check this out. Look at that. That's glossy. And then the film canister and the tapes over here are embossed also. So this is very, very cool. Love the artwork on this. The film canister here is White Heat, which is referenced very heavily in here, as well as Dracula and Night of the Living Dead. So the tagline here says, Eric Binford lives for the movies. Sometimes he kills for them too. Don't you think it's kind of weird that the tagline just spoils the whole movie? Sometimes he kills for them too. There you go. Case closed. So he's dressed up in some spooky paint, and he's clenching a popcorn and a soda pop, and it looks like he's watching a movie, which he does from time to time. Might as well just check out what the inside looks like. It's got a reversible artwork, which is the same as the slip, and then that's what's on the disc itself. So that's what the release looks like. So why is there so many movie posters on this slip? Well, the story. Let's get into the plot a little bit. No spoilers here, but so basically, homeboy right up here smoking a ciggy is Eric Binford. So Eric Binford is this nerd, and he is a delivery boy at a movie studio, or like a production studio, I should say. So he's like surrounded by these film canisters, and he's just like in his element, and he has a couple coworkers that he talks to about movies. But, nobody loves movies quite like Eric. Eric lives with his weird Aunt Stella, who is actually in a wheelchair, but she talks about how she used to be a dancer, so she has like this past that obviously she can't get over. Looks like Aunt Stella's blaming Eric for the reason that she's no longer a dancer and the reason she's confined to a wheelchair. So I don't know about that, but Eric just sits in his room a lot of the time watching movies, which I'm sure that we can all relate to. I thought it was really cool. One of the first movies that he references is Big House USA, which is actually in one of the Kino Lorber film noir box sets that I own. Louis Switcher and I watched that together, starring Mr. Charlie Bronson, a young Charles Bronson, a strapping lad. So that was pretty, I was like, what a strange movie for them to reference. There are so many movie references in this. The whole movie is one big homage, if you will. The kid's weird though. He's very strange, very socially awkward, and he lives like a slob. First of all, he's a chain smoker, very dirty habit. And then he lives like a slob. His room, he has all these posters and like pictures of movie stars and stuff, and he just has this thing for Marilyn Monroe. As he's supposed to be delivering film, he goes to this diner. There's these two chicks sitting there like talking, and there's this Australian girl named Marilyn who thinks that she is a Marilyn Monroe lookalike, and her friend who is kind of keeping watch over her, and that's kind of it. He cozies up next to her and is like, hey, you look like Marilyn Monroe, and she's like, I know. And then she's like, ooh, I like you because you think that I'm pretty. So they make a date, but somehow Marilyn kind of slips her mind, and then she accidentally stands up Eric, which may not have been, I was kind of worried about her at that point. So that's one side of the movie. We have Eric and his home life and the movie distribution company, his weird boss who's like super mean and has a heart problem. The other side of the movie is this police station where there is like a police chief who's like really tough and gritty, and then there is a lady cop, and then of course there's Tim Thomerson, who is brought in and put in this like little cubby down in the basement because he is like a psychologist, and he is supposed to be, I guess he's a doctor. He's supposed to be like offering some sort of support to the police station. I don't know exactly what he's doing, but the police chief does not like him there. He doesn't want his help, and it just seems like he's always getting in the way, and the police don't ever approve of what he's doing. So I'm like, okay, but he is 100% the best character in this. Tim Thomerson plays Dr. Moriarty. We also have Dennis Christopher plays our Eric Binford. And then we have Mickey Rourke is a character in this, one of Eric's co-workers, which was very, very weird. And, we saw a David Hasselhoff lookalike in it also, so that was pretty cool. So the reason I think that Dr. Moriarty was like the best part, he existed in his own world. Like, I shared on Instagram a picture of him just like playing the harmonica just like out of nowhere in his weird jail office. Like, it was like he was playing harmonica in jail, but actually it was his office that he was supposed to be in. The reason I shared the picture is because he has a chalkboard next to him, and on the chalkboard he has written, "Life is just one damn thing after another," and I'm like, that is so awesome. Like, why do I think that this is so substantial? I thought it was really good. His character, even though he wasn't like a cop and he wasn't like playing like badass, he was still badass because he's Tim Thomerson. And of course he bagged the cop. That's no spoiler because we know that if Tim Thomerson's with a lady, he's gonna bag her. So there was a hot sex scene, and it was so weird. They were under the covers like rumbling around like they do in The Sims, and then they emerge from underneath the covers and he's just like holding a bottle of whiskey or something, and I'm like or maybe it was like wine. It was some alcoholic beverage, but I'm like, and I think there was like a bag of chips or something also under the covers. I'm like, what is this? It was amazing. That was probably my favorite scene in the whole movie, to be honest. In contrast to the sex scenes with Eric, which take place solo, and there was a scene where he jerks it in his bed watching some Marilyn Monroe thing, and I'm like, why did this need to be in here? Like, they did an excellent job conveying how much of a creep this dude is before I had to watch him jerk it in bed. And now I'm just feeling like, ew, it's just that, why do I have to see this? But I did. I watched it, so, there we go. I'm, that much more cultured because of it. I can't even explain to you why Eric is so creepy. He just has creeper vibes. So, to progress with the plot, it was pretty slow. Honestly, like, the plot progression was pretty slow because it seemed that a lot of the movie was just like weird pieced together clips of why Eric's creepy. So, like, there was a lot of convincing that he's a really creepy guy. The whole idea is he's like mimicking movie characters. He's living out these movie characters in his real life. There's a lot of really cool like insert shots from actual movies and stuff where like Eric is going through something and then the whole screen will just cut to a clip from a movie to try to convey like what Eric is thinking. And that was really creative. And then Eric kind of takes on these personas. Like he'll paint his face and then go to the movie and he's a vampire now. He is Dracula, or he dresses up in, some old Wild West garb, and now he is Hopalong Cassidy. He takes on so many different personas, and that is kind of his thing. Like, he is just off his rocker. He's obsessed with movies, and he just takes on these characters and lives out his life through movies, pretty much. It's a really interesting, like, idea, but just the scenes taking place, first of all, there was way too much of Eric, I think. I mean, the guy was good. Like, the actor was good. Dennis Christopher, he was awesome, and he was really good at, like, seeming like a genuine creep. But it was way too focused on him whenever you had this other, the police and Tim Thomerson. There was this other whole side of the story that was kind of mostly unexplored until the end. It was like they introduced it in the beginning just to hold off and bring it back in the end of the movie. In the middle, it was just kind of dragging, and it was almost like one big montage, and I was like, okay, when are we going to see Tim Thomerson again? I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of really creepy parts. There were a lot, I guess it's supposed to kind of be like a comedy as well, which is good because it made me laugh a lot. I thought that it was just that bad, and maybe it is, but it did give me some genuine laughs along the way, so that was really fun. And honestly, what is it, like an hour and 42 minutes or something? I just thought that it was very, very long. I enjoyed it, and you know, I like it and I'll watch it again, but it's just like, I don't know, like the pacing seemed a little bit off to me. It's a lot of it, like I said, seemed like one big montage. So that is how I feel about this. You know, no spoilers about the ending, which was pretty, I guess, like if I think about how I would assume that a movie like this would end, it was what I would expect. So the best thing about this was probably the characters. The characters in this were really, really interesting. Everybody in it, from the overbearing boss to the mean aunt, and just everyone in it was really, really awesome. A little bit slow in parts. The pacing was a little off for me, but as a movie nerd, watching somebody that's a little bit too obsessed, that was really fun. So, I mean, if you know, these are all movies that you've seen, and it's just like this weird, creepy homeboy trying to live them out. So, of course, that's going to be fun. And plus, Tim Thomerson's in it. There's a couple different commentary tracks on here. I'm very excited about the first one, commentary track with lead actor Dennis Christopher. Gotta see what that's all about. And then there is commentary track with the Hysteria Continues, historical commentary track with film historians Amanda Reyes and Bill Ackerman. So there's some really good stuff on here right there. There's a lot of other extras, and I will give you a clip of that. So here is the back. You can scan through that, pause it as you like. There's also an audio interview on here with lead actress Linda Carriage, who played the Marilyn Monroe character. So there's some really cool stuff on here, as you would expect. So thank you very much, Rob, again, for giving this to us. I have a piece of Tim Thomerson history right here in my hands, so very much appreciate it. So if you have seen this, let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you think that Eric Binford is as big of a creep as I do, or if he was just misunderstood like Tim Thomerson said. That will be my review for Fade to Black. Won't you join me again next week and see what's on my review deck? I will see you then.